is how we like to communicate our thoughts and feelings, stories that can make you relate. And we talk to some cool people we met on the way. So thanks for tuning in. We hope that you like your stay.
Hey, I'm Hannah.
Hi, I'm Mel,
Hi, I'm Anthony.
and welcome to another episode of the Girl Stuff podcast. Today we're joined by a lovely
Yes.
friend, Anthony. But before we start the interview, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Hi, my name is Anthony Smith. I'm 21 years old. I feel like I'm on a dating show. I'm 21 years old, and I call myself a creative just because I don't like to put myself in a box. So I'm a graphic designer, I'm an illustrator, a creative director, podcast host and producer person. I'm everything my parents are disappointed that I am. So yeah, that's me.
Your voice is so soothing. This interview is going to be fun. Okay.
It's the mic.
Hannah does always makes a joke about Canadian quarantine. I can't do it. German quarantine was sucky too, but what is one thing you did during quarantine that otherwise you wouldn't have had time to do?
Oh my gosh, a podcast. Literally. Here's the thing. I struggle with depression, so when quarantine and everything started, I was scared because I was just like, oh, my mental health. Oh my God, I'm gonna waste so much money on therapy during this time. And instead of dwelling on that, I just started to throw myself into so many creative projects. And so a podcast, it was never one of the things that I wanted to do. But then I had conversations with some of my friends who were in the acting community, and I was just like, there's a need for a kind of like casual, two-sided to three-sided conversation where it just feels like it flows and no topic are off the table. And I was just like, oh my God, I know how to edit. I know how to speak English, I hope. And I know how to, create a brand. That's kind of my day-to-day job. So I just sat behind my computer. And then as time went on, I was starting to make money off of it. And I reinvested it into the business. Business. Who am I? The business. And now I'm at a point where I'm very passionate about fundraising. So I just get to raise money for cool funds and meet cool people, and just like you guys do, just kind of like have this fun little space that you can just like chill every week and have a good time. So that's kind of been my vibe. What about you guys?
Love that.
Oh,
Hannah?
that's the first time we've gotten this question. Wow, thank you.
Of course.
It
Come on.
literally does feel like, I'm like, I FaceTime both of you guys so much that I'm like, yeah, we're just like chilling on a call. Like, why not? We're bored,
Yeah.
One thing I
Exactly.
did during quarantine, a lot of puzzles. I tend to be very much of a go person who's like very scheduled, and weekends are filled up, and I work full time. But I did, I love puzzles and I love being able to do so. But when you travel and do stuff, you can't do puzzles. So being home, I did quite a bit of puzzles where it got to a point where people were like, can you go to bed now? Because it's 2:00 in the morning and you can't see the colors. I'm like, I'm so good. I can go.
What about you, Mel?
Well, at first, I literally dove headfirst into depression.
Okay, yeah.
Watched movies, stayed in bed, ate, didn't really leave my room.
Okay, but you're
then-
also going through a breakup. You have to let people know that.
Yeah.
Do we want to let people know that,
But
though?
the whole I don't care about. So summer 2020, I had my hot girl summer when you were supposed to like stay inside. I stayed inside. I just had boys come to my house because I'm weird.
They
And
didn't stay inside. They didn't stay inside.
but yeah, I didn't get COVID though, so I still stayed somewhat
The way you worded that totally sounded... Okay, this was a game that I did in quarantine with my friends, okay? You know how, like, these awful... Not awful, but, very niche coming-of-age movies always start with, like, this music and this weird dialogue? That's exactly how you sound in the beginning. We used to do that over FaceTime. That's how delusional we were. Like, it was summer 2020. just me, my friends, and boys coming up at my crib. You know, while everybody else was scared, I was getting it on with all these men coming to my house. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, just imagine the score of wonder on top of that.
And that's my life. Crazy, chaotic, and a little weird.
And then you go like, but things were about to get crazier. Period. Title. Scene one.
You know what I want now though? I want Anthony to just narrate my life. Like if they ever make a movie of my life, like Anthony, you're narrating it. You're my inner voice now.
Mine
That's
too,
it.
please. Thanks.
Name your prices.
That's it.
Name your prices.
We're friends. Can I
broke.
pay you in coffee?
I don't work for free. Kidding.
You can stay with me if you ever come to Germany.
Oh my God. And yes, and we forgive you for what happened. Germany. God bless.
Hitler wasn't even German.
Well, moving on.
Oh
Okay.
my.
Come on, history class.
Anyways,
Yes.
so before we get into the whole interview part, we're gonna play a fun game of song association.
Yes.
I'm gonna give you a word, and you have to tell me a song, sing me a song with the word
Okay.
in the lyrics.
Okay.
Hannah, give us an example if the word was mess.
Oh, I'm a mess right now, inside out. Ed Sheeran, I'm a mess.
I would have totally not gotten that, so I'm so glad that you came in clutch. Love you for that. Thank you.
That's why that's the
I got
example.
you.
I think I'm going to be bad at this. Okay.
Anyways, okay, we're gonna start with the first word, which is
Okay.
1,000.
I will die every day waiting for you, darling, don't be okay. I will love you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. Hearts, beats, fast, colors. Come on.
Promises.
Hey, come on, Bella. I can be brave. Come on.
I'm the tree in the bag.
Yeah, literally.
To be fair though, you're the first person that didn't sing 500 miles.
The next word is pizza.
I fell in love with the pizza
Yes!
girl. Now I eat pizza every day. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, Jonas. Do people usually get that song?
No.
I don't think anyone has gotten a song for pizza yet.
And
Screw
then
you.
and then we have to be like Camp Rock. So like Jonas Brothers, because they're both by the
Okay.
Jonas Brothers, right?
Yeah. I was just like, it's not Camp Rock. I was like,
Camp Rock too.
okay. Pizza Girl is from Jonas, the series.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's
okay.
iconic.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Mel.
Okay. The next word is try.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why this song from Riverdale season 1 came into my mind. I'll try to let it go, roll off my back and say, I'll try to let it go. I don't know. You guys don't know what this song is. Can I play it?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, we might have to cut this out of the YouTube version.
Yes.
But I don't know why this song came into my mind. But like,
I don't watch Riverdale, so.
I stopped as soon as the baby started floating.
yeah. That's a good excuse. But like,
Oh my god, that one.
I'll try. Oh my god, to let it go. Come on, Auto Tune and KJ Appa. Yes.
Poor KJ Appa. Poor guy.
Oh, he's a phenomenal musician though. So like,
Take it away. The next word is never.
oh. Never enough for me. All the stars in the sun and spotlight. You know the song, right?
Yeah, of course I know the song.
Of course.
I apologize for being pitchy. You can't be mad at me. It's Pride Month.
No, we cannot. We will never be mad at you.
Thank you.
Pride Month or not. Don't worry.
Okay. So I killed that one.
Mm-hmm. You
kill
totally,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
you did, yeah.
And
I'm
that's
glad.
why the next word is queen.
Oh my gosh, there's so many good songs. I could go Dancing Queen, you know what I mean? But you know what the song that comes to mind because of TikTok, it's The Queen of Me.
Because of TikTok?
From Descendants. Yeah, Descendants, like, how does that song go? But I've been hurt for the last time. That's me. Anger burns my skin. Third degree. I don't know. But the fire's... I never thought of myself as mean. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I always thought that I'll be the queen. There's no in between. Because if I can't have that, I will be the leader of the dark and the bad.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but like Dancing Queen would have been a logical answer. But I don't want people to... You know how often in these game shows you need to get the song that nobody else's get?
Yes.
You know, like kind of Pictionary. Not Pictionaries. Categories?
Categories.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can't have the song you can't have the word that the other person has.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to be original. Yeah.
Yeah. So far, you've been pretty good actually. No one got the try one from Riverdale. So that's definitely the newest one.
I'm embarrassed for naming that one. So you know what? Let's just skip over that one.
Let's see how the next two words are, because those are the words where everybody got the exact same song. Okay. Word number 6 is lonely.
Lonely, I am so lonely. You are my only. Did everybody name that song?
No.
Oh my gosh! I'm telling y'all, I'm so good at this game. Get me on a game show. Get me on a game show.
I will be betting for you, not against you. Just in songs.
Oh my god, we should make a team.
Let's do
yes,
it.
we should all be a
Let's do
team.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm here for it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
Mel's got some German songs, as well. So maybe, who knows? She can just say anything and be like, yeah, it's like try in German.
Yeah.
I'd
be flabbergasted to hear German music.
Oh, I'll send you some stuff.
Okay. I can't promise I'll listen to them. Maybe just one. You know what I mean? Like maybe like a taste.
I'll send you a good one then.
Okay. And then like send me the playlist if I'm interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, bestie, we have plans after this.
Okay. The next word is anyone.
How am I supposed to know anyone else? Anyone else? Who's that from?
Joshua Bassett.
Oh my god!
No, to be honest, I was like, Justin Bieber? No, it's the other J. What's the other J?
I know it was Joshua Bassett.
It's the other JB.
I know it's Joshua Bassett, but I was just like, I got to watch episodes of High School Musical in advance, and at first, for a second, I was just like, did I sing a song from an episode that hasn't aired yet? And then I realized I only saw the 3 first episodes, so I'm in the clear. But oh my gosh, I was just like, we might have to cut this out, actually.
No, we're
hi,
good.
Josh.
We're good. You totally knew it was your song, Josh. It's all good.
But like you guys were bopping to it, so I was just like, oh my god, is the song already out? Yeah, like so I was like, what song is it? Who is it from? Okay,
we got you. Don't worry, we got you.
Okay, cool beans.
Okay, I'm intrigued if you know a song for this word, because I don't think anyone has ever gotten a song to this word.
Okay.
And the word is truly.
Truly. I honestly am blanking so hard right now. Truly.
It's so funny because after this he's gonna be like, I know a song with Truly in it, and then he'll be like,
probably. You're absolutely right. Truly, I'm truly pissed that I don't know a song for that one. I don't know what to say. Oh my! Do you guys have one for Truly?
We do.
We do.
Hold on, this is gonna bother me. Let me think of another Olivia Rodrigo song that probably has that lyric in it. Truly. No, I don't have anything. I'm so sorry.
Traitor, not Truly.
The song we have for Truly is Truly Madly Deeply from One Direction.
I would have never gotten that.
Fair.
One Direction, love you guys. I know this was probably Hannah's input on that with her love for Niall Horan. So I would have never guessed that song. But, you know, good for One Direction. I'm sure it's amazing. I wasn't a One Directioner at the time, even though I love all of them individually. Well,
I'm gonna just say something. This word was actually
Okay.
inspired by Cash because she loves Trulies. Thanks for assuming it was me. Rude.
yeah, it was definitely like all my money was on you. Definitely.
Not me.
Okay. Calling me out. Okay.
You calling me out.
I mean, you call yourself out on social media. Like, I don't
do.
need to do it, babe.
I do. It's part of my brand,
Mel is just
you know.
dying.
I'm doing great.
Okay. Girl is passed out in 2 minutes.
Yeah,
okay.
literally.
The next word is flower.
Lady, I keep on. I was about to go full sunflower. You're my sunflower. You're my sunflower. Every time I need it on you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
further because I will butcher that song. But yeah, Sunflower by Post Malone.
As
You
it
did
should.
amazing.
Yes, love that song.
Yeah.
Post
okay.
Maloney, I love him. Post Maloney, love him.
Oh, I saw him live. I was like low key, like concerned for his because he looked like unwell on stage. But man, is he a performer? Like, wow. Anyway.
Never seen him live.
Big fan.
That's my post COVID is just see everyone live. That's
He was
it.
my last show before COVID, so totally get you.
And mine were the Jonas Brothers, so.
Mine was
I
a
need to
German
go see that
singer.
too.
German
Klach
singer,
Klachen. I don't know. I know one artist that I thought I said his name correctly, but I didn't. So, okay.
It's okay. Moving on.
Moving on.
It's the way I just say German singer, because even if I said his name, you both would look at me like, huh?
You're probably right, but I would try to act as if I know who you're talking about.
Okay, let's redo this. My
Okay.
last concert was Vincent Weiss.
Right. Oh my
yeah.
God. He was
Love,
definitely on my
yeah.
Spotify rap like last year. I don't know. Like he was
Yeah.
probably like 9, 10-ish.
Yeah. No, love it.
Anyway.
Love it.
Actors, all paid.
Yes.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
paid. Gosh.
I wish. Our last word for the song association game is miles.
Ooh. And I would want.
Keep going.
I would walk 500 more just to be the one who walked 5,000 miles and thousand. Right?
Yes.
I think the word miles is in it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Melissa McCarthy for singing that song in that movie and having it be in my head for almost a year. Do you know what song I'm talking about? The movie I'm talking about, where she's in the car with
No. And I need you. That one?
No, that's White
something
Chicks.
different, but I know what movie you're talking about.
Melissa
I just
McCarthy is
don't
in
know
the
name of it.
car. Yeah, she's an identity theft. And she's like in the car with the guy that she stole the identity, and he's trying to drive her somewhere to get her arrested. And like he puts on the radio, and she goes like, "And I will." Like, and she starts to live her life, and that got stuck in my head. So there you go.
Yeah.
My song
Yep.
for Miles.
Love it. Love it. But I'll be honest, Miles, that's the only one people get. So that's,
So you're not
origin-
unique.
You're not unique in
I'm not that
that
good.
one, but like you were solid in all the other ones. Like
But
like
Wait, did other people sing that song?
Everybody
yes,
sings.
everyone sings that song because that's the only song
Okay.
anyone can think of.
Wait, hold on. We need to think of another song then that has the word Miles in it. Hold on.
That's on you, baby. That's on
Miles. Everything I know. I thought Chasing Cars might have Miles in it, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Hold on, let me check with my handy dandy phone. Chasing.
Cheater.
I'm
If you're
not.
ever
This is not my
stuck on
final
a
answer.
song,
Okay.
Spotify.
use Spotify.
Literally.
No, I think
Premium.
Apple Music would be able to.
We don't
Okay.
promote Apple Music here. Shh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I just switched to
Spotify.
Spotify. I loved Apple Music.
Yes,
Oh,
but
I
everything
could have
gets
said.
released on Spotify first. That's why I switched to Spotify.
Okay, so I could have definitely sang 1,000 Miles. And I need you, and I miss you, and I wonder if I could.
I already know
fall.
what clips you're gonna send me for the intro.
Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know any other songs, and I'm too lazy to look it up. So, final
that's
answer.
fair. Final
It's
answer.
okay, Boo. You do you.
You still
Okay,
got the
thank
answer right, which is, what's most important.
Thank you.
You know?
I was disappointed in myself, and then you guys came in clutch and supported me. Girls support girls.
Of course.
Thank you.
Girls, yes, exactly.
It's just girl stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say, Pizza Girl has been my favorite answer so far.
Amen.
And it makes me very, very happy. So just, you made my Wednesday 10 times better just by that
my God.
answer,
I'm just glad you guys knew what I was talking about, because then it could totally sound like a made-up song. It could totally sound like a made-up
Because
song.
it is, like, when you think of it, like,
Never
fell in
disrespect
love.
Grammy Award winner Nick Jonas. Never disrespect
no,
Grammy Award winner Nick Jonas.
I'm never disrespecting Nick Jonas. I'm just saying, Jonas, the show,
The show
what
Jonas.
could have been made up.
Oh yeah, for sure. It felt like an acid trip, kind of.
Probably still is if you rewatch it, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Macy, I remember that girl.
Macy Lisa.
She
To be honest, though, I'm here for her because she's like, I was a fan, and then she got to date Nick, and I'm sitting here, I'm like,
do
when's
not
it the
use
rest of
Maisie
us
as
for?
your fantasy with Niall Horan. Do not use that girl as your fantasy to date Niall Horan.
I am not. I'm just saying, when's it my turn?
That's what I'm
I'm
saying.
starstruck.
Starstruck, exactly.
Yeah, but for
shine
that, you
your
have
light,
to
Hannah.
hate the person at first.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Hannah meets Niall. You're a musician?
What? Who are you?
Have I seen you in something? You look familiar. You do. Do you have a demo like on SoundCloud or something? Could you
No,
imagine?
I'm just, hoping, I walk to a venue and just get hit by a door. And because I got hit, it's like, literally the premise of starting.
Yeah. I was like, where is she going with this? Should I call her therapist? Or I love you, Hannah. Honestly,
I love
Hannah, even though I make fun of you, it's in the best, loveliest way I possibly can.
No,
I just don't want people to listen to this and think I'm a bitch.
No,
Yes.
If you
no,
can't
friends
roast your
tease
friends, are you really friends?
Exactly. If you tiptoe around someone, they were never your friends.
Yeah, exactly. But we had some laughs, and I'm like literally feeling like this is just another call with my people, which makes me very, very happy. But
how it should feel, yeah.
Exactly, but I know a lot of people that would want to ask you some questions about the work that you do, because you do a variety of different things. So we definitely want to dive into that a little bit. I still know we're gonna probably make fun of Hannah because that seems to be the theme of this episode, but it's fine, it's fine. I'm
You know
okay
what?
with it.
I was about to say we were not making fun of you, but I want to gaslight and I don't want to invalidate your experience. I can just work harder for you not to feel that way. I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. It's again, it makes me feel happy. I'm here for this.
Okay.
I'm
as
here
long
for
as it
this.
makes you feel happy.
No. I am here for this.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Okay. Good.
But if anyone knows you personally, they do know that you are a graphic designer, and you have actually designed merch for multiple people, specifically Colleen, or more recently Colleen. But what kind of inspired you to begin touching graphic design and actually getting into it itself?
I was one of those like really bougie, like obnoxious high schools that you needed an iPad to go to that school. I was one of those schools. And there was a recently released app called Procreate on it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, so fun. So I lied to my dad and told him it was for school when it was just for me. I told him it was from art class, and it was not for art class. I don't know if he knows that to this day, but anyway, I started doing that, and then I wanted to go into a multitude of things. I wanted to become a screenwriter. I wanted to become a movie producer. I wanted to be an illustrator, whatever. But I just needed to go through CEGEP. Now, if you guys understand, the Quebec education system is apart from the rest of the world. We live in our own little planet, and it's the worst planet to be on. And so I went to CEGEP for the first year. I needed to choose a program, and then I went to that like orientation lady, and she does a bunch of tests on you to see what would best suit you. So mine were marketing, graphic designer, or film and TV industry, which kind of sounds perfect. And I chose graphic design. And truth be told, after the first year, I had like such a clear cut plan. I was like, I'm going to do 3 years of this, get some sort of diploma, and then I'm going to grab that and run to Los Angeles and become a graphic designer for, I don't know, Fenty Beauty. I don't know. And so I did my first year, hated it with my entire being. I was making flyers for like fire emergency drills. I was like not happy. And I think in life it's okay. When we're young, I think it's important to take those times and just be like, okay, so this sitchy's not working out. Okay, so let me just take a step back, reassess, and like move forward a different way. And so after the first year, I sent an email to both my parents, and I was like, I will not be returning next fall to that school. I will not give them free promo. I will not be going back to that school. And they were not happy with me. I was like the straight A kid. I was, the collegiate kid, and they were not happy about it. And so because of graphic design school, I created this page for Instagram called Anthony's Graphics, where literally all of my college projects lived on. Do not go looking for them. They're all gone. And so I was stuck at home, not doing much. I was busting tables, and I was just like, let me just whip out that iPad that I have. Maybe I can draw. I had a drawing tablet because of graphic design school. I'm like, let me just draw and fall back in love with it in some way. And then started drawing shows that I liked, and then that got the attention of one of the creators of a Netflix show on my block. An amazing show. And then Abby Lee Miller saw that drawing, and she hired me for another project. It's been like 3 years, and I still can't talk about it. But we worked on that. And then for YouTubers, I am always a very big, strong believer in like, just like take your shot. You know what I mean? Like, you might not think that door is for you, but you will never know until you put your foot through it. So I had drawn Colleen and Ariana Grande because they had just done the Thank You Next music video. And I was a big fan of Colleen. And if you're a big fan of hers, you would know that years back, like they used to live together like best friends. So I was living for like this reunion, and I drew it, and Colleen followed me on all my socials. And then one night she was just tweeting like, oh my God, all the YouTubers now have such amazing merch. I would make some, but I'm tired. And I was like, okay, so she follows me on Instagram. If I DM her, she's definitely going to see it. So I just reached out to her, and I was like, hey, homegirl, like, hey, I love you, and I think you're amazing. I did a year in graphic design. Could I send over ideas that I have for your merch? And she was like, oh my God, yes, absolutely. Like, send it to this email. It was the ugliest merch I've ever designed. I'm still shocked to this day she even hired me. But she was like, I would love to work with you. And it was a bumpy road. I'm not going to lie. Like in the beginning, she had like, merch deals with other companies. And then she started working with Fanjoy, and she was just like, hey, so actually like Fanjoy already has a design team, and I don't want to like say like, oh, I'm using my own people. You know what I mean? Like not be that kind of person. And then she got her first drafts of her merch, and she was like, I think Anthony's vision aligned a little more with my brand. And we started working on one merch, and then the other, and then the other, and then the other. And it's been a dream come true ever since. Like truly.
And, if anyone stalks your account, which, I mean, I did, because I love stalking people's accounts, especially my friends, you did get to fly out and do, like, a cool thing with Adobe, and I was like, that's so sick. I'm so jealous.
That was the coolest.
So tell us a little bit about that experience, if you can.
Of course I can.
Okay.
Again, very much giving. I love the word dare. Dare is like, I think if I need to get a word tattooed, that would be the word dare. Not because I'm a daredevil, but just because I love putting my foot through doors. So this was so funny. It was like 2 a.m. in the middle of like the summer-ish beginning of summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was on Facebook, and Lily was like, oh, no, Twitter. Lily was like, this is the last day to apply for the Adobe Creative Cloud like competition thing. Just send over a drawing that you have. Now, I'm a big fan of Lily's as a Canadian, somebody that just like went from Ontario, from Scarborough, just to like directly to LA and did a name for herself. I thought she was the coolest person ever. And I remember I had done some fan art of her when she announced her late night talk show on Jimmy Fallon. So I was like, I don't have time to make another new piece, so I'm just going to submit that and pray for the best. And then a couple of weeks later, I get an email from Tyson. By the way, Tyson, love you the most. Tyson is like my social media guru, manager. He's not, I don't know what his title is. He's just like, he was like a big brother when I was out there and stuff.
We stand Tyson. We stand Tyson.
We love Tyson.
Yeah.
Tyson Black, huge shout out. He emailed me and he was like, Lily and Adobe are really big fans of your work. And I was like, oh my God, Mom, I won. I was ecstatic. And he was like, you haven't won yet. Like, you'll have to, you know, wait it out. And I sat at home. I was like, I think I won. I don't know. Like, I bought champagne. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm just like, am I going to LA? And then he emails me like a couple days later. And he's like, congratulations, you officially won. Can you be in LA in 2 days? And I was like, see, because what you said now, it was like a Monday and I had to be in LA for a shoot on Thursday. So, and I was like 18, okay, like fresh, like new baby, all right?
Oh my. And
so I called my job. I was like, get me out. I don't care how. I won't be there. Even if you still put me on the schedule, I will not be there. And I went to LA and we shadowed one of her productions and we played cool games and we did a photo shoot to promote the Adobe Creative Cloud. It was an amazing experience. I met Tyson Black, who to this day, like, we're still buddies and he still helps me out. And then Claire, who was the other winner with me, she's an amazing filmmaker. Such an amazing experience. And also, I never win anything, so that was just a weird experience to win something. I was like flabbergasted. So yeah, that was just, I'm now realizing how much I'm talking and I would like to apologize.
No, we've said this. I continually tell you this. I could listen to you talk literally all day.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
keep talking.
I'm not used to answering. I'm used to asking.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm talking for forever.
No,
God.
but like, I think, you know, that's the thing, right? Is you're so used to, you're the one that's asking and hosting that we finally get the chance to know who's behind.
Yeah, I guess
the screen,
you're right.
So this is your chance to just talk and honestly word vomit. We're here for this. I'm enjoying this.
I appreciate the encouragement.
Anytime. You know me.
Yes.
You've recently actually fallen in love again with graphic design, and you've been posting a little bit more reels and TikToks with, you know, new drawings. So what kind of got you to go back? What was the reason that you're like, let's do this again type of thing?
I don't know. I guess it was just like there was a pressure off of it that I found really refreshing. And the fact that I got to work with people that really allowed me to be creative, like Colleen and her sister and, you know, the other people that I'm working with right now that I can't share. They really allowed me to get creative and do all the things. And so I don't know. I feel like it's like a kid who loves to play soccer. You know, you'll love to play, but if your family puts so much pressure on you to play soccer, you need to be the best of the best, you need to be this and you need to be that, you'll fall out of love with it. I mean, I certainly did. So I guess when the pressure was off and it was just me, and I'm a very obsessive person when it comes to creation. So like when I do a drawing, most likely I will be done in the 24-hour span. I know some people will take like a week. I will do it in 24 hours or less. So I don't know, like every time I had a little window and I felt inspired, I just grabbed my tablet and I sat in front of the TV and I just started drawing. And the reels are solely illustrative work.
I think your mind like put the two words together. You're like, no, wait, no.
Absolutely. Yeah, TikTok scares me. I just started posting drawings on there, and I was pretty happy with it. And then I did my first graphic design TikTok, which was redesigning the driver's license like branding, and that got like 60,000 likes and over 100,000 plays. And I was like, okay, so now I feel at liberty to post like graphic design stuff as opposed to just illustrative things. And I really use my social media as my portfolio, truly.
Because that's what it actually ends up being, you know, like
Right.
when we like I mean when I was in school and applying for university, it was very much of like give me a physical portfolio, but now it's what's your Instagram, what's your website, what's your TikTok, right? Like
Literally.
that is your portfolio. So definitely here for this, and you're getting the attention you deserve, which is what we love to hear.
Yes, we do.
That's what we love to hear. And another graphic design thing that you did get to do, which ties into the next kind of section of this interview, is you got to help Madison with her song cover. So what was that experience like? Because, I mean, that's a completely different side of graphic design than merch.
Yes. It's the part that right now I'm the most invested in. Like, I remember when we did a podcast with Julia Lester. I was like, if you ever need cover art, like I'm your guy. And I'm starting to reach out to people on TikTok that I find really talented as well. Madison was a really unique project, right? Because like her dad, Ricardo, was basically reaching out to me just because he just got an iPad and he didn't know how to use Procreate and all those things. And then we just started like swapping like art styles and like art forms and stuff like that. And didn't think, much of like, I don't know, I didn't have Madison in mind when I was telling him how to use Procreate or whatever, you know what I mean? And then he just went on my Instagram, and one thing to know about the Reyes family, they're very family orientated. So like Madison's cousin produces her music. Ricardo is like, he will not like me for saying it, but he's definitely a dadager, like definitely like, come on, Ricardo, if you're watching this and you're mad at me, we both know, okay? So he's such a support for Madison, and she took pictures in New York, and the pictures were amazing. The photographer, 10 out of 10, but it felt very like just pictures in New York City, and I needed, Ricardo just sent me over the pictures, and he was just like, if you find something and you want to play around with it. And I was like, sure. But I was like, I don't want to like it. I don't want you to like it. I want her to like it.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal. And so one night I played around with it, grabbed some lipstick, wrote you on a piece of plastic and photoshopped it on top of the thing and made a whole thing with it. And she loved it. And then we had a meeting like a couple of weeks ago, because this is no secret, she's releasing new stuff, right? She said it herself. So we're actively working on the future of her music career and the branding that she wants for herself. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, no, and I love that. Like, and again, like I think one of my favorite things about you is like you're very drive oriented. You're always looking, okay, this got done. Okay, so let's keep going, and keep the momentum going. And it's no secret, with the podcast and kind of how your podcast started as well, that everything just keeps moving and you're always looking, okay, cool. That's done. Let's keep going. And we've had calls, you and I, where it's like frustrating calls. Like, I'm tired of this. I want to punch my computer. But then calls where it's like, I love what I do. And if people don't know, you might be living under a rock at this point, but Anthony is the host of Sunset Drive Podcast. Everyone knows Sunset Drive Podcast. I think it's just like...
No, they don't. No.
Yes, they do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay.
All of our listeners definitely do, because
we share a similar audience.
Yes,
for sure.
Exactly. But before we dive into kind of like your experience with Sunset Drive, what inspired you to start a podcast in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have major I'm an awkward kid. I had a hard time making friends as a kid, because of being bullied, but also like social skills went out the window. And I love the acting community. I think we sometimes, because of social media, we hold people to different standards. And I don't know. I feel like we lost touch with being empathetic towards one another. And so when I had this conversation with one of my friends who is in the entertainment industry, they were talking about how basically it's all the same thing, the same questions. It feels very like robotic. You just end up answering the same thing. It doesn't even feel like you care about your answer anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I own a computer. I own what I need to have to make a podcast. And looking back, what I had to make a podcast was atrocious, but we grew, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just started this podcast, and it started with people from Julie and the Phantoms, because I strongly believe in that show and the people who are on it. And a lot of people thought that Sunset Drive was based off of Sunset Curve. It had no correlation. I'm sorry to break everybody's heart. No correlation whatsoever. And yeah, I started doing like, I started, recording the episodes, and then we moved into people that I was interested in talking to, like Bradley Stephen Perry and Meg Donnelly. And then I don't know, I think the people from High School Musical are like the coolest people ever. They're just I don't know, they're not Hollywood. I don't know how to explain it. Like, they're just like genuine people who have genuinely interesting lives and interests, and they're so special. I remember even Hannah, I think you, or like any other of my friends that I talked to after recording these episodes, I was just like, I rarely lust for friendships with people. And then I interviewed Larry, and I was just like, oh my God, Larry, like I would be best friends with Larry like tomorrow. And Julia, the same thing. Like Julia, like we're always fangirling towards one another. Like we're DMing and texting, and I'm like, you're so cool. I don't know. And I want people at home to feel the same way about them, and just be like, you're so much more than the girl who waves the, like, and you're watching Disney Channel 1. Like, there's a person behind it. And they're so special, and they're so unique. And I feel enriched every time I talk to one of them, and it's been the wildest ride. And I think one thing that's important is whenever I get like emails or DMs of people, I want to start a podcast. I think sometimes a lot of people underestimate the work, and I think a lot of them expect to become friends with whoever they have on after. And let me tell you, that is the wrong mentality to have, because every time I end an episode, I never expect to be friends with anyone. And then Savannah became one of my best friends, and Tori became one of my best friends. And like, I'm starting to grow like little friendships with some of the people that I have on, and that's been amazing. But honestly, if I could just take away the episodes, just the conversation that we had, like the 1 hour talk, if that's the only thing I could take away, and no friendship whatsoever, I'm still a winner. People are so special, and if we just took the time to sit down and talk to them, I think we'd be much better people.
No, and I, like, I've told you this, and I've said it online, like, I'm not very shy about this, but your podcast is very much, you feel like you're part of the conversation, even though you're not, because you're literally watching a pre-recorded video, but you're still like, it's very engaging, and it's you have a voice for podcasts, you have a voice for film and TV, so please like stay in the lane.
Stay in your lane.
In the lane, stay in it. But like, Bella and I have watched your podcast on a Zoom call together multiple times, and we're always just like, he's so cool, we love him. Like,
I'm not.
You're the person that we have that to, and I think that's what podcasts do, is like they humanize the people who are deemed as celebrities, or deemed as, they're famous or whatever. Like, they are all human beings, and they have their own experiences and hurdles that they've had to go through, but they don't ever have the opportunity to just talk about it. And
and I think like that's one thing that, honestly, when like I work for Colleen, and influencer culture is insane. We are an unapologetic generation who thinks we know better than people, and we think we know better than a 2010 or 2012 version of people. We dig up stuff. We're awful. Like, I love our generation, but we can be awful people. And every time I would see somebody get canceled or whatever, and that I knew this person, and I knew where they, and not just calling like a bunch of people on the internet that's been canceled in the past year that I've met prior or whatever, and I'm always like, man, people are jerks. People are awful. It broke my heart. So if I can just create that space where you can like destroy that wall that people think they have between those people, at the end of the day, it's a job. They have a job. They're special people. That's why they have those jobs, but they're not better than you, and they're not under you.
No, but no, I think that's the thing about podcasts that I've loved, and having started one that I didn't expect would be talking to people, I'm always like, it's just really cool that you get to just meet the person and not like the person, like the big
brand.
paper. Yes, exactly. The brand that gets put on them. And again, your podcast is one of my favorites because I'm not a big podcast listener. I only listen to two, this one and yours.
You know, I have so many suggestions. I have yours. I love to hang out with Sid. We both did the High School Musical run. She's incredible. We did I love Wild Till 9 with Lauren DIY and her boyfriend Jeremy. If you guys like off the cuff, no subject is off the table, relationshipy, like not like relationship-shippy, you know what I mean? But like just kind of like, they talk about like gray sweatpants ween, like with the girls like awakening back in high school when they see a guy in gray sweatpants, and like that's the kind of topics that they have, and like it's amazing. I think they're fantastic.
Love it. Yeah, I definitely want to start getting into podcasts because I do drive a lot, but also I feel like you have to listen and like kind of be there with a lot of podcasts, but there are some that you could just play as background.
Oh, in the car, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. Love that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'll get that list from you.
And also Relax by Colleen Ballinger and Eric Stockland. I designed that podcast art for that. I feel like I should mention it. We bought a house with Phineas, Billie Eilish's brother, and 7-time Grammy Award winner Phineas, and his lovely, beautiful girlfriend Claudia got to work on their podcast too. It was amazing. They ended it, but all of their episodes are 10 out of 10 quality. So yeah, I work with a 7-time Grammy Award winner. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah,
I just
like,
realized
I see
how
the flex, and I'm here with it. I'm here for it.
I just realized how anal that sounded. I'm so sorry.
No, but they deserve the credit of being nominated and being, hey, you are a Grammy you know.
Right.
Yes, exactly. And you've kind of touched on some of the things that I've wanted to talk about with you for a while now, which is the whole idea of like breaking down the barriers with podcasts. But you know, if anyone was following your podcast, you know, it's been through changes and it's been through a lot of different things that have needed to go through. How did that feel to have to like kind of start to adapt and change as the podcast grows and as you actually get a following and start to have people asking for stuff as well?
Let's talk about the elephant in the room. You were tiptoeing around it. Let's tackle it. I had a co-host in the first episode. Let's just rip off the Band-Aid. Yes. So I started with episode 1. Like I said, I have anxiety. Sometimes I don't know how to talk to people exactly. And I have I'm good at adapting to people's vibe. And I feel like you could definitely see that on the podcast. If I have a more chill guest, you'll realize that I'm a lot more chill. I'm good at like sensing people's energy. But I was a behind the scenes guy in episode 1, and I was working really, really, really hard. I was doing the editing. At that time, we were doing the capsules. I was emailing all the guests. I was reviewing the scripts and the questions, and we did our pilot episode with the amazing Tori. And it was just such a good learning experience. And after that episode, I realized, I can't just like throw people in this position. You know what I mean? Like it's not just like let's just do it. It's gonna be fun. It takes some kind of personality, and it's a lot of work, especially when you're trying to build something from the ground up. Yeah. It is time consuming, and I just learned that experience with the partner that I had at the time that. You know, I was lifting a little more of the weight, and after episode 1, I know my partner was just like, hey, I think we should take a break take a pause or like reassess. And I was like, heck no. I was like, I invested money, I invested my time, I invested my energy, and I do think we have something special here. And so we parted ways, and then I was looking for a new co-host, and then Savannah Lee May was like, I would love to do the podcast with you guys. And I started panicking. I was like, oh no, I don't have a host. So I needed to host myself, and I was dreading it. And then we did the first episode, and Savannah was like, this was one of the most fun interviews I've ever had. And I was like, maybe I have something here. And yeah, if you look at our first episodes, the quality was not good. The quality was not the best. Look at like Savannah's episode, or look at like Bradley Stephen Perry's episode. It was not the best quality whatsoever. So everything that I learned, I just reinvested it in the podcast, and like, okay, I need to be more active on social media. I need to do this. I need to do that. I joined Clubhouse, which is an amazing community to learn from people. I joined Club Pod, and there were these people with really successful podcasts that gave me tips. So I just continued to learn and grow, and you know, now we have a setup, and I have a ridiculously overpriced mic, and I have a camera that just died, and you know, I have equipment, you know, now, because I was like, if every dime that I make from this, I'm going to reinvest it in the thing. And now I'm in this, like I said, I'm in this position now where I get to like donate money and Actors Fund, and I want to do Pride episodes with the Trevor Project. Hopefully that can happen. So it's been great. And the high demand is hard, because sometimes we reach out to people and we're like, our fans really want you to come on. And then they're like, no. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take the L. But like, when we say we've tried, guys, like on social media, even like for you guys, when we say that we've tried, is we reached out to their team. Either they're working on another project, they're off of press, they are working on a million different things. So you just have to be understanding, I guess, of that, and just kind of be like, okay, well, this is happening. And that's been my experience with it, definitely.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it goes back to what we were saying. They're still human beings that also need time off and to relax. And sometimes that's actually what it is it's just their off season. So
sometimes they don't want to. Exactly. Sometimes they don't want to. It's time consuming, even for them.
Yes, it is, definitely. And I think like from the agent to recording to post-recording, like everyone's time needs to be allocated to that as well. So definitely agree. And I think, you know, investing in yourself is something I've been very vocal about in the last like couple of episodes that we've recorded, because you have to be able to grow and learn, and you never know everything in the field. There's always more things to be taught. There's always more things to be adapted, you know, like switching where you record, getting the equipment that you need, switching the programs you use to edit afterwards, all that stuff. Like, yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes effort. Yes, it takes money, but the end product's always good, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. So speaking of getting no's and sometimes being like really excited about a guest and then being like, yeah, maybe, and then end up getting a rejection, how have you been able to kind of like just deal with that and move on in your life, not just podcasts, but in your life in general?
Getting rejection. And I think rejection is a normal thing. And I think, I don't know. I'll start with the podcast route. When I get a no on the podcast, obviously sometimes it's heartbreaking. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you're really excited about someone. But you know, you just have to think about, like we mentioned, they're human beings. They have stuff going on, and when the stars will align and it's going to be your time to have them on, you just have to have that faith that they will. And you have to also understand, like, I don't have 100,000 followers, and so in a PR standpoint, sometimes it's just like, am I going to grab an hour out of my client's time for them to record something that might not be seen by a million people? You know what I mean? So I guess the way that I take no's is just like, when one door closes, another one opens, you know? And I could name like so many. Sometimes I get in comments like people that we came this close to getting on. They're like, we should get this person, and it doesn't work out. And you have to realize, okay, it was in the cards for now. It will be for the future. And I'm super proud about that. In life in general, you know, the amount of times that I was brought on to creative meetings with like recording artists or whatever to design their albums or whatever, and it didn't end up working out. Like I said, you know, you put your foot through that door. The door wasn't for you, but you need to know that they now know who you are. They have your name in mind. And if anything else comes up that aligns with your purpose and like what you're supposed to do, they'll remember you. And you know, I'm working with Lily again on another project, and we hadn't worked together in 2 years. I thought it was over. I thought we were done. But not in a bad way, but just like we were done because our project we're working on was over. But no, she reached out for another project, and it's just, you know what I mean? Get your name out there, and sometimes it hurts, it burns, walk it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen to Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, and you'll be fine.
Exactly. Just blast enough for you once and then good for you and then be like, okay, moving on. Hope you're
Moving
okay,
on. Hope you're okay with the bad business decision you just took. I'm kidding.
No, but I
No.
think, one of the things that I love to always say is like rejection is part of the process. If you get every single thing you apply for, if you get every single thing you ask for, you don't
Hmm.
actually appreciate what you do end up getting because you're like, well, whatever,
Especially
I
as an
get it
actor.
all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially. Oh my god, actor wise, yo, it is gut wrenching. I have a pile of scripts that I was super excited, and you just get no's. You just get
Mm-hmm.
no's.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get notes and stuff like that, that's even better because you get to grow. But
Yeah.
rejection is a part of life. It's a hard part of life, but it just puts you on that right path. And
Yeah.
sometimes like something that wasn't right for you now is going to be right for you in a year from now. So you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just trust the process,
Yeah.
definitely.
And when Anthony becomes, an actor and like is in like in a Netflix movie, just don't forget about us over here, okay?
I won't. I think I'll be like one of those actors who don't have Instagram. You know what I mean? Like I'll be one of those.
But you already have two, so
I know, but they won't exist if I get
oh,
there.
you'll just
They,
delete them. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
just social media. I feel like will kill me if I do.
But you've already been on social media, so that's intriguing.
I
Like
hate social media.
Oh, okay, fair.
Hmm. I
Fair.
do, and it's such a funny thing because I work in there. I I think I don't know. I think there's a way to do social media that's totally healthy, and I think some
Yeah.
people kill it, really do. But I just know from my personal mental health, just okay. I'm just gonna throw out like, for instance, okay, Julia Lester. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with Julia Lester. You don't even understand. I think she's. I can't. Okay, Julia Lester. I'm obsessed with her. Her character Ashton on High School Musical got cast as Belle, and if you understand how talented Julia Lester is, you understand why she got the part. But people were nasty on social media, and I was like, how can you dare open your mouth and say negative about this wonderful gem human being? So
Yeah.
that's when I realized if I ever have first of all, I don't want to be famous, but if that ever happens by accident, being an actor, I will definitely not have social media. I'll be like Scarlett Johansson, who like in interviews like be like, oh yeah, my friend sent me that meme, or like Beyonce and have a Finsta that nobody knows it's me, but like
Yes,
definitely will not be public.
the Anthony meme account or the Anthony update account is actually Anthony. Well, okay,
Yeah,
I got
in
you.
the future, if you're finding this interview, I exist. Incognito.
Yes, exactly, incognito.
Yeah.
No, but I think and I think social media has become such a like central aspect of our lives, but also such a degrading part of our lives because
Yeah.
it's either it builds you up or it could really put you down, especially if your mindset is, well, everyone else is doing so much better than me. Social media does tend to be a place where you either feel very confident or you feel very degraded, and it was something that you just touched upon with Julia, and the fact that people really did come down and were like, why did she get the role that she got in her character got in the show? And even you said it, you're like, if I ever do go somewhere with acting, I'll probably delete my social media. So I think with social media there tends to be this notion where you, whether it's subconsciously or consciously, start to compare yourself to other people, and especially as a content creator, that tends to be one of the biggest things that does happen. So how do you deal with kind of the struggle of comparing yourself to someone else, creatively, physically, all of the aspects of it?
Yeah, I think I compare myself physically a lot more than I do the other aspects. Because if you follow my personal, like my normal Instagram, like no Anthony's Graphics, no Sunset Drive, I post very like, I don't like just me and my friends. It's like basically like a souvenir book. I will never understand. I guess I do, but I have a hard time understanding people who treat like social media as their own like modeling portfolio, even though they're not pursuing modeling. Like it's a weird concept to me. But for me, it's like more like body stuff. Like, like I'm 6'5", which is already an insecurity in the acting world because a lot of the time when they like me as a performer, they're like, "How tall are you?" I'm like, "I'm 6'5". They're like, "Ooh, your castmates would be like 5'3". You're too tall." So that's already a big insecurity. And also like I've dealt with eating disorders and stuff like that. So obviously social media is like can be very detrimental to my mental health, of course.
Yeah. Yes.
But then you have to also like grasp that like everything goes through a filter. And I know that's hard to understand, but like the amount of access that influencers have to retouching and refinishing and the filters, even like the filters on your phone, when Instagram like suggests like cool filters, you'll swipe to one and your nose will be a little bit smaller and your eyes will be brighter, and like it's such a weird thing. I think we forget what we actually look like, honestly. Even in the inverted filter on TikTok, that whole thing, I had a whole existential crisis just knowing how people look at me invertedly. And my friends are like, I don't see that big of a difference, but because I've only seen myself from one angle, they're like, I'm like, I'm triggered. So that plus retouching and filters and stuff like that, like you don't even know what people look like anymore, and that's a very scary thing. So I just like to remind myself like, hey, I'm where I need to be, I'm at the weight that I need to be right now, my body's keeping me alive, my body's keeping me healthy, hopefully. You know what I mean? So it's just I like to remind myself that my body was never meant to please other people, and I'm not there to please other people. I'm alive, I'm well, I try to be thriving. So I guess that's what keeps me on the path.
Yeah. So in terms of, like the fact that the content creating world is very competitive, people do tend to put things against each other. They pin people against each other at times.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who wants to venture into like any entertainment aspect, whether it's graphic design, content creating, acting, podcasting, like all of that stuff?
Do it because you love it. I think there's no better way to explain it when even in the acting world, when you get so many no's and you're basically scraping by and you're not paying for your rent and you're struggling, what keeps you going is because you love to do it. Graphic design work, some months I'm thriving, other months nothing is happening. So but I do it because I love it. Podcast producing, some months I record 6 episodes in a month, and the month after I got 60 no's. So it's a big matter of I just keep doing it, and because I love to do it. I'm never interested in the strings attached. That's why I was like so adamant early on about the amount of people that I saw. Oh, I'm starting a podcast, and then they realize it's hard to get guests. And then this one person was like, I didn't become friends with my guests after having them on, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, well, you and like some of your guests. I'm like, I don't look for it. I don't actively look for it. But when you meet people that you really click, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was their friend, off of podcast world. And then I go to bed, and then the next day I'm like, oh my God, they followed me. But like,
you didn't ask for it.
I didn't ask for it. They don't owe it to you either. So I think that's you need to do it because you love it and you love what you're doing. And that's why, everybody's like, oh my God, you don't have any ads on your podcast. You don't have any sponsors. And I'm like, because I don't like the sponsors that's reached out to me. No offense to all of them. They're all wonderful, awesome brands. They just don't match with my thing. I don't care if I don't make a dime off of it. As long as like I can put that kind of content out and those kind of conversations out, and people can like, if only one person is like, this conversation impacted me so much, motivated me to do that, whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. That's my compensation. I'm good. Exactly.
And I think that's something that people always assume just because you talk to someone once, that's it, you're best friends for life. And I'm like, we don't actually live in a TV show where that tends to be the thing, like real life is a lot more intense. People are busy, and just because they gave you 45 minutes or an hour or half an hour or 2 hours, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, everyone has their people, and like Mel and I were joking, we're like, it's so funny about the amount of people that we ended up just getting to know from the podcast outside of befriending people. Like obviously there are some that we ended up befriending, but again, it's when the vibe clicks, right? It's not just please follow me now.
Even when the vibe clicks, they don't owe you jack shit hit.
Exactly.
No, you know what I mean? They don't owe you anything. So I think friendship is one of the most valuable things somebody can give you. I think like that because I take care of my friends dearly.
Yes.
And I think time is one of the most valuable thing that somebody can give you.
Yes.
So if somebody's giving you their time, I'm forever grateful to you. And if you give me your friendship, then I will cherish it. And I think the best way that I've been able to word it. It's just like I'm so grateful for just people just like wanting to, you know, thank me or whatever. I'm just like, hey, you took an hour of your life that you could have spent doing God knows what else, sleeping, eating, both things that I would rather doing than talk to me, if I'm quite honest. And you took that time and you talked to me. So I love you for that. You know?
It's appreciation. And I think, you know, like going off of what you said earlier, saying like, you know, if there's one thing someone takes out of anything that I do, I'll let you know. You tweeted something once that said, whenever my friends come up to me and say, hey, I need to talk, I always ask them, do you want advice or do you want to vent? And I was like, that is freaking golden. Because sometimes they just want a word vomit, but other times you're like, I need help. Right.
Yeah,
so
and I think those are, like you said, very different things. I feel like sometimes like somebody comes to you and like with a boyfriend problem, you're like, your boyfriend is trash. That's not what they want to hear.
Yes.
That's not what they want to hear. I'm really big on communication. I'm really big on friendship. Listen, I've been bullied a lot of my life, and so when I have somebody that like is just like, you know, we click and they're awesome and they're kind, decent people who have the same interests as me, like that's what I mean. Like when I meet people who are like musical theater nerds and they're like super weird and queer and beautiful, I'm just like, hey, I want to be your friend, but no pressure. You're amazing.
Also, yes, exactly. No, exactly. And I think like that's the thing is like when you allow yourself to just be yourself and let anyone else who you talk to, regardless of who they are, just be themselves. I think that's when you get that form of connection, right? Like you and I being friends, I did not expect that.
Yeah,
right.
Don't seek out friendship like you don't seek out relationship. But one thing that I will say is be yourself from the get-go, because you know what?
Yeah.
At some point, you can't keep an act up for a really long time. You know what I mean? So, and you want to attract the right people. So they might be attracted to a version of you, and they might think a version of you is awesome. But then they meet the real you, and they're like, well, it's not exactly. But then you can miss out on people who would really love you for you, but they don't vibe with the facade that you're giving yourself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like, just be yourself from the get-go, and who is meant to be will meant to be, and what is meant to be is going to be meant to be. And don't put up a front, man.
Yes.
I've noticed that, and you know, like, if somebody you feel like is being like, you know, putting up a front in front of you, just call them out on their shit. Just be like, hey, I don't know what you're trying to do here. But just put that guard down. I don't want to see it.
No. And I think, and that's the part that comes with the online world that we've all been put onto. Like, it's like, this is who I am, but like, it's not actually who you are, because it's easy to do it on social media. Right. So definitely be authentic. Because even like, I mean, I'm a photographer. So in emails, I get your personality comes out through email. You know, your personality comes, like in general, like I'm just saying, like, people. I've never seen your email, so I don't know.
Did I email you? What?
No, never emailed you, but like your personality comes out through email. Your personality comes out through social media, through the content you put out, through the people you talk to on a regular basis. So being authentic and being you, definitely the best advice, and I love it. Puppy content.
Puppy's coming back.
Oh, look at him. He's like, hello. You should do the TikTok trend. We might kiss. Yes, we will. You know that one?
He's super playful. Like, he's still a puppy, so like his idea of playing is biting.
Yes.
And you're gonna have to go now.
All right, Anthony. Let's close off this lovely loop of serious laughs and everything.
Okay.
We're not done yet, but like,
I was like, you keep me out.
No. These are like the fun questions now. So, you know, we're probably going to stump you with these ones. We did not do too well in stumping you with the song association because you actually killed it.
Thank you.
But I think these ones might actually stump you. But before we get to those, I want to know, as a Canadian, what is the craziest food combination you have ever had? And you can't say poutine because that's not
a weird food combination. That's a delicious food combination.
Yes.
I'm not a food combination. I'm not a sauce guy. Okay. I'm not a crazy food combination. You know what? My grandmother's husband is Finnish. And it's not a Canadian food combo, but he puts ketchup in everything, including spaghetti. And
that's what I do. I put it on my KD. Like mac and cheese.
You could have stopped right there.
No, people don't know what KD is, okay? Listen, I have to
They don't?
explain. No, they don't know. KD is a Canadian thing.
I don't know. Hi, I'm
Yeah.
not
Craft
Canadian.
dinner. I don't.
Mac and cheese.
That's
mac and
that's
cheese.
just-
Mac and cheese.
Yeah,
is one
we
of the
don't really
grossest
have
things.
mac and cheese over here either, but I know what that is.
okay. It's
Okay,
it's like KD is like neon yellow, like artificial.
It's like fake cheese, but like it's good. It's good.
Yeah,
when you eat it.
powdered fake yellow cheese.
But like that with ketchup, like spaghetti and ketchup, I understand because that's I feel
What?
like that's I feel like
It's
that's
tomato paste. Ketchup is tomato sauce with sugar.
But there's exactly a shit ton of sugar. Why would you need to put that on your
Can I just
delicious
say-
bolognese?
when
Oh
I
no,
eat
it's
no when I it's just plain spaghetti, ketchup, and then I drown it in Parmesan cheese.
yes,
That's
exactly.
disgusting. I'm sorry. That's the weirdest food combination I've ever had, and that was not good.
Have you ever tried grilled cheese with ketchup?
I don't like grilled cheese.
Okay, interesting.
I'm
Interesting.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Interesting.
I have a weird thing with cheese. I had I don't the taste triggers me, but also when you think about it, it is rotten cow milk, and that I just can't. I have a blockage there.
Okay,
She
okay.
said
I
eat cheese,
I
but
like
only on
it.
pizza, please.
I eat cheese only on pizza. Literally only on pizza, please. Though literally only on
And
pizza, please.
sometimes I don't make quesadilla.
I do like quesadillas. Like I said, I like it in like meals. But like
Okay.
people who put jam and brie and put it on a piece of bread and call it a meal, I don't.
So good. Baked brie with strawberry jam. Oh my goodness.
No, I agree with
don't
the
even-
cheese and meals type of
Thank
way.
you.
I don't.
Thank you. Just like cheesecake, I don't care how much you tell me doesn't taste like it does. It tastes like cheesecake.
Okay.
Depends
So,
on the cheese.
so what we learned from Anthony is that he does not like cheese, but also does not agree that ketchup belongs on spaghetti. But that's okay.
Wait, hold on. Ketchup does not belong on spaghetti, and I like cheese when they're a part of an ensemble.
Okay. Yes.
I don't like the solo.
Okay. Fair.
he likes
fair.
he likes the cheese that does theater.
Honestly, I would probably like it more. To be quite honest. Yes.
All right. Okay. Well, we'll move on from this because I feel like my heart is hurting a little. All right. So moving on from crazy food combos, what's your favorite place that you've traveled to?
Ooh, I love the Caribbeans. I really, really love the Caribbeans. I love the food there. I love the people there. Like I've been to like St. Bart's and like all those islands. Like I've done a lot of cruises as a kid. My most recent would be I loved Vancouver. But like I don't call them. I'm just looking at my dog walk around the bed in the back. You guys, Kobe. So yeah, so I've loved I love the tropical destinations. I'm itching to go like to like Europe and like Paris and London and all those things.
Germany.
Sure. I'm kidding. I would love to go to Germany. I love you, Mel. That was too funny.
Sure. I love it.
I need friends.
I haven't seen many like honestly like travel pictures to Germany. I haven't seen like like a huge wave of like travelers go there. You know what I mean?
Let me
Kobe.
send you some.
Okay.
Are there
I'm
travel
excited about
pictures
it.
if I took them myself?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Period.
Yes.
She said,
yes.
"Thank you. I designed it."
Okay. Now the beautiful song questions come in. I hope
Okay.
I'm gonna snub you with some of these.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, what is one artist you can listen to on repeat and never get tired of?
Olivia Rodrigo.
As you
honestly, I knew she was gonna be a force to be reckoned with like earlier on because I remember seeing like her songwriting on Instagram, and then she started like when she was about to release Driver's License, we reached out to her team and I was like, I want to talk to her so bad. I know she's gonna be like one of the biggest artists. Like, I need to get her now before one of her songs blows up. And Driver's License took over the world. Kobe, Driver's License took over the world. So yeah. Olivia Rodrigo is one of the big ones. I love Charlie Berg, more of an indie artist. He's amazing. There's another one that I'm really starting to get into. I'll let you know exactly what the name of his... it's Jacob Collier. Collier? I don't know. I'm obsessed with his music. So yeah. Those are
Love
my
it.
3 artists.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, from artists to songs, what would you say are your 2 top favorite songs of all time?
Ooh, Vienna by Billy Joel.
Oh, yes.
I love Vienna by Billy Joel. Yeah. Um, honestly, I have a hard time with like my favorite songs in the world because like of all time because they fluctuate so much.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think from Lady Gaga. Honestly, um, the entire Star Is Born album also. Well,
Yeah.
so Vienna and anything Lady Gaga, and anything new Lady Gaga.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. Okay, let's see if we stump you with this one. If you had to pick a song to play every single time you enter a room to sort of introduce you, what song would it be and why?
September. I just want to walk into a room. Say that you remember. Because I love making people smile, and I feel like you cannot listen to that song without smiling.
Yes. See, in my mind, I was like, you saying like "Wake Me Up When September Ends"? I'm like,
No.
Anthony, do we need to have a session?
Yeah, we do you need therapy? Yes. No, but honestly, I love September. Just puts me in a good mood for sure.
Yeah.
I love that song. I have that on vinyl, and my
my
parents
God.
play that on my birthday every single year because my birthday's in September. They're like, "That's your song." And I'm like,
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
"Okay." Now we're just gonna get to know you as a person even more. Okay, the
Yes.
question was, if you could switch bodies with someone for an entire day, who would you switch with and why?
Ooh, switch bodies with someone.
Thoughts and everything too is included in this switching bodies.
I don't know who I would honestly. Whoever Jonathan Bailey is dating at the moment, I would like to switch bodies with them. I would honestly like to be Kevin Feige for a day.
Hey.
Like the head of Marvel and all the MCU films. I would love to get in there and look at his plans for like upcoming years and make like a few changes and like put my little touch to them. I feel like that would be my answer.
Yes.
Kevin Feige and whoever Jonathan Bailey is dating at the moment.
Love that.
I don't know.
Love that.
Or the head of Disney. Are you kidding? The head of Disney.
Yes.
I would sign so many Black creators films. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yes.
Okay. Going off that question on sort of a different note, but not switching bodies, but if you could get punched by any celebrity, who would it be?
Oh, I have so many. Punched. Honestly, I have an answer, but that actress sadly passed away, so I don't think I'll name her. But her character was just incredible, and I was like, punch me in the face, please. Who could punch? Normani, Beyonce, could punch me in the face. Who else? Who else could punch me in the face? So many people, honestly, and I would not press charges. Yeah, I don't know. Beyonce, Zendaya, Chloe and Halle Bailey
Yes.
could punch me in the face. Solange could punch me in the face. Josie Toda could punch me in the face. Yeah, I just think they're incredible people, and like I think it would be an honor to get punched in the face by them.
100%.
I get it. I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. The last question that will end this interview, which is also my favorite question, is what is the most useless talent that you have?
My parents would say all of them. They're like, you don't have a talent until you have a degree. My most useless talent. I don't believe any talent is useless, though. That's a tricky question. I don't believe any talent is useless. However, I have a talent at getting good at something and then dropping it. Like I
Okay.
with hobby wise, like I'll play the piano, I'll get good at it, I'll stop. I'll play the guitar, I'll get good at it, I'll stop. I don't know if it's like it's a useless talent because you're not committing to anything, but also it's cool because I got to play so many instruments in my life. I think I got to play like 7 or 8 instruments in my life. Yeah, I feel like that my biggest talent is wasting my time on hobbies, getting good at them, and then stopping. Yeah,
Fair.
just to build my acting resume. Do you play guitar?
Yeah.
Haven't played in 7 years, but I could play fire back then though.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Back then, it's the history aspect of it.
It'll spark back.
I can hold the guitar, right? Like that's enough.
Listen, I will strum to the beat of the song. I got you. I'll move my fingers.
Yeah, exactly.
And then like how they often like they're like, okay, I'll do that. So believable.
Yes.
Yes.
Here for it. I'm here for it.
I'm glad.
Yes, no, here for it. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking a long time to talk to us. I legitimately love you. You are one of my favorite people that I have gotten to know because of just life and the pandemic. And at times I'm like, pandemic sucks, but I did get to meet some amazing people, and you are one of those people. And I hope anyone who listens to this actually sees just how amazing you are, because I don't think it gets shown enough when you're hosting. That's what I'm trying to do.
I don't take compliments very well.
I'm buttering him up because I'll be like, so listen, when you
stop kissing ass.
Hannah's good at that.
I'm good at that. Listen here, it's because when you move to LA and become like a famous actor, if you ever need like any photographers or anything, I'm just a couple of
You are the sweetest. No, I feel the exact same way. I'm really bad at taking compliments, and I think this was a show. Even on my podcast, whenever people compliment me, I try to change the subject as soon as possible.
Which is what you're doing. Yep, I see.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, but honestly, I just want to say thank you, and it's been a long time coming for us to do this, but I think what happened in needing to postpone it made this an even better episode than it could have been. And
thank you so much for thank you for working around my dog coming in and my sister playing Mario Kart and me having to make her dinner. So as soon as if somebody watches this and ever thought that I was cool ever in life, just know that my life consists of sitting in my booty shorts all day at my computer, trying to make something happen for myself, feeding my little sister broccoli, and then getting my dog out and driving around because all my friends are not answering my FaceTime calls. That is not something you should aspire to be. Yes, but I'm super grateful for your platform. I feel like you guys are doing something really cool, and you love what you're doing, and you're kind of creating that safe space for other people. And I think it's just so rewarding. And I'll stay committed to saying that we would be much kinder and understanding and empathetic people if we took this time, even if it wasn't a podcast, just to sit down with someone, catch up, get to know them. I feel like we'd be much kinder and happier people because we'd realize that we're not really that dissimilar.
100%. 100%. And that was Girl Stuff with Anthony, because he spit some bars in there. Actually, I was very happy with it. Snaps all.
Wait,
around.
Hold on. Can I do the outro of Sunset Drive, but adapt it to Girl Stuff?
Okay.
Oh, go on.
Okay.
What are we needing to do?
So whenever I say my name, you go your names, and then I'll end it up. Okay.
Hannah, you
go
first.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in to a brand new episode of the Girl Stuff podcast. I hope we had a good time with you, and you felt less alone whatever you were doing in the world. I'm Anthony Smith.
I'm Hannah Al-Zahari.
I'm Melina Zaman.
And this has been Girl Stuff Podcast.